Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 8 of Beyond the Purple Door. I am the Wellness Witch, Nicole Castillo. If you haven't already, please go in and like and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Today, I am so excited to have these beautiful people in my presence. I have an amazing show set up for you guys today. We're going to be talking about how to transform your life from the inside out. We're here today with head coach Erick Acosta, head coach Chris Udall, and Tori Christensen. And Tori is a woman striving to live her best life. Almost 2 years ago, she walked into a boxing gym looking to make a change. She was welcomed, given a tribe, and encouraged on her journey. Tori was walking around at almost 400 pounds, and she has lost a little over 120 pounds to date. Congratulations, girl. This experience encouraged Tori to learn more about becoming an athlete and healing her heart and body. Tori recently obtained her certified personal trainer, nutritionist, fitness coach, and boxing certificates, and is prepared to sit for the NCCA for personal training. Tori has found a love for speaking with others and a passion for making sure people know they belong and they are not alone. So beautiful. Okay, and head coach Erick Acosta. Erick is the head coach of Legends Boxing Orem. He embodies the core value of belong and tribe. Erick strives to make sure that everyone knows they are loved. He has a passion for transformation, health, amazing quotes, and dance. Hell yeah. And then we have Chris Udall. Chris graduated from BYU with a bachelor's in exercise science. He is currently the head coach of Legends Boxing Sandy. And you guys, he was named head coach of the year for 2021 for all of Legends Boxing. What? Holy shit. That is amazing. So I'd love to welcome you guys all to the show. Welcome to Beyond the Purple Door. I'm very excited to have you guys here. I am celebrating that I have the three of you here together. I've been watching Tori's transformation journey for the last, probably year. And you guys inspire me so much, every single one of you, with what you guys are creating in your community. And when I was creating this podcast, you guys were on my list of like top 5 people that I wanted to have on Legends Boxing and Tori. So welcome all of you. We start off our show every week with talking about what we're celebrating. So I would love to hear what you guys are celebrating this week. Chris, if you want to start us off.
You got it. I actually have, as I was doing the math, looking at it, I have a hot date with my girlfriend of 9 months now this Thursday. So I'm really excited. It's a surprise date. I have no idea what we're going to do, and I'm actually stoked. So it's going to be great. Great week.
Hell yeah. Love it. Yeah. Okay, Erick, tell me what you're celebrating this week.
This week, just expanding and being grateful for everyone that's just touching my life, and not just boxing, but family, friends, circles, just being grateful and present for them.
Yay. Okay. Now, Tori, I want to hear, girl, what are you celebrating this week?
So this week, we finally busted that 120-pound barrier. We're at 123. So 123, magical number, right?
Totally is. That is so amazing. If you could share for my viewers, what started this whole transformation journey that you're on?
It seems lately my life just all starts with a Facebook ad, and it's kind of annoying. So really what had happened was, before I had kids, I had the opportunity to learn martial arts, and I loved it, but I wasn't quite ready to go back. I didn't feel like I could do that again. And so I was at a particularly low point, and I kept seeing these ads for Legends Boxing Orem, and I'm like, we always used to make fun of boxers. I don't want to do that. And so finally I went, you know what, if I see that ad one more time, I'm just going to do it. I'll walk in, I'll schedule a trial class, and I'll do the thing. So I saw the ad, of course, one more time. You challenge the universe, and it's going to send it right on back. And I walk in, and I go to take this class, and I'm like, this coach is not going to know how to work with me. No one ever has. I'm 390 plus pounds. I can't run. I can't do a push-up, but I know how to hit a bag. So let's see what happens. And he knew how to modify everything. At the time, that was Chris. And push-ups were modified. Everything was modified. Like, I legitimately started doing things on the wall. And we were told, go run 2 Legends laps. And I think I gave him this look that was like, excuse me? No way, right? And I walked the first one. Well, I ran the first 2 steps and went, no. And so I walked the rest of that first one, and I was going to walk back to my car. I had left my car unlocked, and this was just too hard, right? So I was just going to go to my car, wait it out, and out come the girls from my class, one of which now I'm actually very close with. And they go, come on, we're going to finish this. Let's go. And I went, okay. So I went in and I finished the class.
Wow. Wow. Okay. So what I love about this is the community that Legends Boxing has created, a space where the girls in that class were like, no, we're not letting Tori quit and give up on herself. And that was in Chris's gym. I'm guessing that Erick's gym is the same environment.
Yeah. So what happened was, and this is why I have 2 coaches. So I really get the best of both worlds. That was in Legends Boxing Orem in July of 2020. About a year after that was when now we have Erick as head coach of Legends Boxing Orem and Chris is head coach of Legends Boxing Sandy. So I legitimately get the 2 best head coaches that Legends Boxing has to offer. Sorry, everyone else, I got them, right? And so, and it's not necessarily the gym. It's not the place. And it is the relationship that I've been able to build with both of these humans and maintain. That right there is what makes that.
Yeah. And so how does that work? Like, I don't think people understand. When I've been watching your journey, I see you guys out doing things together. Erick is there. Chris is there. Your coaches are right there with you. Tori is ice skating, and she has Erick and Chris that are there with her doing all this fun, exciting, crazy stuff together. Like, you guys don't just hang out in the gym. You guys are hanging out outside of the gym. I think that's really unique.
It definitely is. And I think part of that has to do with the fact that over time, as you work through things, you get to know someone. And as you get to know them, you figure out what kind of a friendship that is, right? Because there is 2 different relationships there that you just mentioned. There's coach and class member or attendee, right? Mm-hmm. And then there's friend and friend, right? So that's 2 totally different relationships. I got lucky enough to get both in both places. And so I created a bucket list for myself of things that only strong people could do, things that only people who were skinny could do, right? Because I've limited myself to a number my whole life. I've never been anything smaller than a size 12. I'd never been under the weight I was when I got married, which was 275 pounds, right? Things like that I decided no more. And so I went, okay, guys, here's this list. What do you want to go to? And they each said everything. Okay, well, let's go, right? And so just most recently, going to a local trampoline park and trying the American Ninja Warrior course where everything is balance. Everything. I was like,
right?
You gotta be kidding me? Because Chris can tell you the number of times I sat there and been like, I don't want to do balance. Things like that. And so, yeah, you're laughing. I know why. And then another one that was so much fear for me was iFly. Going to somewhere where you are literally just jumping into this tube of 150 miles an hour wind, going straight up, and you have to trust this random person to make sure you don't die.
Yeah, amazing. The trust. So, Chris, tell me your impression after the first couple classes with Tori. What was your impressions of Tori or of her journey? Or
sorry, there it is. Okay, so first impressions. So Tori walked in. I was actually thinking about the experience as this was coming up. I remember sending her on the run, and I'm not, to be honest, I'm not the coach that's per se the nice one in the sense of, yeah, I did. I looked at her straight in the face and I said, I don't care if you're 400 pounds, you're going to go on this legend. I'll see you later. I don't care how long it takes you. I will, whatever. Looking back, I do remember both one of the two girls that went out and walked with Tori. I remember they walked into the gym, and I was still standing at the door because it was early in the morning. So I was watching to make sure that, right, cars, obviously, if there was something in the parking lot, no one obviously keeping it safe. And I remember the girls coming back past me and said something to the effect of, we want to go back out and walk with her, or where is Tori? They had mentioned something to me, and it was just a very cool experience as a coach to see that that tribe mentality that I had worked so hard to create in that gym, because I opened that gym, Legends Boxing Orem, in June of 2020, literally with nobody. I mean, we opened with 100 members that had no idea what boxing was, and Legends was brand new in Orem, and so it was a very cool experience to just see that tribe mentality grow together that I had tried so hard to hopefully sort of mold into what Legends Boxing is. So Tori's drive and passion sort of started there. And right off the bat, I remember there were some communications that went through text or whatever of her wanting to sign up. And so right off the bat, I found that drive and that passion from her. And then obviously, as we got farther and farther along, wanting private sessions, wanting the bucket list items, inviting Erick and I to these items, into this list, things like that. I actually remember the first time Tori and I and another girl went to that trampoline park, and yeah, to us it was step one. Let's just go to the trampoline park. We played some dodgeball. We had some fun with just the trampoline park. The ninja course obviously came a little bit later with Coach Erick. So I'm glad that she was able to complete that whole place. But anyways, it's just the passion and drive that I have found from Tori that is that has been beneficial in my life to see. As she already knows, my one thing is consistency. Consistency is key. I don't care what your consistency is. If you can give me 2 times a week in the gym, then that's all you can give me. I want you to give me more, but we'll leave it at that. Consistency is key. I don't ever want someone to get burnt out with something. I see it too often. As humans, we start something for 3 months and then we stop, right? Most gym memberships last less than 3 months, to be honest. So to me, it was all about consistency. So consistency is key.
Yeah, I love this. So I love that you saw something in Tori that maybe Tori didn't see in herself. You saw that she was capable of running those laps. Like, you had no doubts in your mind that she was capable of it. You saw something in her that she could not see in herself. I think sometimes we have to borrow our coach's eyes with the giants in the small world. Is it on the side? The giants in the small world, it's like you have a giant that is lifting you on their shoulder so that you can see a view that you're not capable of seeing where you're at right now. Writ in the book, he's looking out, and all he's seeing is weeds because he's so small. And so Remy, the giant, lifts him up on his shoulder and says, okay, now tell me what you can see. So I love that you were able to see that for her. And then the girls that were there that you had coached also saw that in Tori. They saw something in Tori she didn't see for herself, because we have those blind spots, right? And especially with your body, with healing or with weight release, there's things that we tell ourselves like we're not capable of doing. And a coach like Chris is like, bullshit, you are capable of doing this. So Erick, I'm curious for you, what was your initial reaction, your initial impression of Tori when she came into your gym?
So with me, Tori, it was a little different because Coach Chris had the privilege to be able to meet her right off the bat, right? And so Chris did something really incredible with Tori, but I actually had recently moved to Mexico to follow a dream of mine, while Tori and our relationship kind of was getting just stronger and stronger. Because I moved out there to really just chase a dream.
Yes, I love that.
It was incredible, but Tori stuck with me through the entire time. After Mexico, I moved to Guatemala, and she was there every day. We were communicating on Instagram. She was saying how she was just wanting to become the author of her own story, which we can tell now. She's definitely holding that pen, right? Mm-hmm. But my approach was a little different. It was cool to see, because I had met Tori before I left to Mexico, but it was very just quick, right? And so when I came back is when we became just deeper into the relationship of coach and, fighter, or just as friends or family that we are now. But it was cool to see that she took it upon herself to build it, to reach out and have the connection, and then just get inspired by me just living my life, which was incredible to see. I was just doing me, and then Tori was over here living her dream. And then she ended up going on a trip. I remember I was in Mexico, and she's like, I'm going on a trip. And I was like, hell yeah, go on the trip. Let's get it. And so it was just hype. And so when I came back, I had the privilege to just get to know her in that sense. Her soul has always spoken for herself, her energy and her light. And so anybody that really surrounds her or she surrounds, their lives change if they pay attention. She's incredible.
Yeah, I love that. So tell me a little bit about the bucket list. Is this something that Tori created? Is this something, or can you guys, I know Tori's touched on it a little bit, but is this something that Legends Boxing does? Is this something that Tori, because I know Tori wears many hats, so we could probably do another show with Tori about experience as a beauty queen. Like, she is phenomenal. But tell me a little bit about the bucket list.
So that actually spurred, believe it or not, and I don't think either of these guys know this from both of them. So here's one of the uniquities. If that's not a word, it is now.
It is now. We're making it.
All words are made up.
We are making that a word.
All words are made up.
And I think Chris said it really well. Like, he is definitely that you are doing this whether you want to do it or not. You can just go do it. And Erick is definitely the one-liner, like, really got to make you think about that one really hard. Sometimes, a lot, every time, and that's how they both play into this, right? It really would not be the same without both of them. So there was a one-liner said on a day where I had just pushed my body to what I thought was its physical limit. And I was in the 100 days of straight exercise. And I had done a class with Chris, and then I came down, and my husband said something and then said, get off to boxing, I'm not dealing with you. And I was like, all right, cool, bye. You don't have to twist my arm. And so I came to one of Erick's classes, and he said a one-liner of, why are you letting a number limit you? And I'm going,
do it again. I love this.
I think that might have been my exact facial expression at the time. Why are you letting a number limit you?
I'm going to get emotional.
And so I went home and I thought about that. And I went, I just did things I didn't know were possible in a safe way. And that has been one of my big things the entire time. And that's something that Chris has very much so facilitated, is doing everything in a very safe way. Because I started with a very big fear of injuring myself, because I would push myself previously too hard and landed myself needing surgery because I didn't know how to listen to my body and I didn't know how to do these fundamental things correctly. And so then when we come in with, why are you letting a number limit yourself? Right after that experience, I got thinking, okay. So I shared this and I relayed this with my husband. I remember this very vividly because it was late at night and we had a bonfire going and we were laying in a hammock. And I said, this is what happened today. Like, can you believe that? The audacity of these guys? You've got to be kidding me. I've said that more times than I care to admit. And so he looked at me and he said, well, what are the things that you've never done that you could do if you really just let go of that? And I'm like, you too? Come on, man. You gotta be kidding me. And so I thought about that, and so I started writing them down. And then slowly over time, things got added to that. So some of the things that were done, this was all just a combination of everyone, right? Were be on a raft behind a boat and letting a boat pull me. Things like get in an airplane and not have to use a seatbelt extender. Go to iFly. Go. I don't even remember all of them off the top of my head. There've been so many.
Oh, I know a couple. I know a couple of them.
A lot of them.
Skateboarding.
Yes,
Oh yeah, I
ice
have yet to
skating,
actually skateboard.
roller
though.
skating. That was,
Yeah,
that was really fun. Roller
I think we have a dance party to create. Maybe.
There was dancing.
There was.
Dancing was one.
Yeah.
Boxing and sparring.
Oh, that's right. Getting in the ring for the first
Getting in
time.
the ring.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh,
I
yeah.
love
That
it.
was a good one. Yeah. No, there's been
so many barriers.
so many things. Like one that still has yet to be done is paragliding. Running a 5K beginning to end. That one's gonna happen in July. Different things like that, right? And slowly things have been added to it, right? Because again, that number can't limit me anymore. Because I don't give it that power. Even though I still want it to be different. And that's okay.
Love that. Numbers can't limit me anymore. You're capable of doing so much more than you even see possible. And having Erick and Chris along for this journey as coaches, walking you through it, making sure that you're pushing your body as far as it can go and not further, creating a safe space, which sounds so funny with boxing. You guys are creating people, right? I told Gerald, I'm like, you look so good. You are getting punched in the face all the time and your skin still looks amazing. Like, what do you do? How does nutrition play a part in this? I know for Gerald, like his skin is beautiful because he puts like good nutrition into his body. How does nutrition play with this? I know that now Tori's certified in this, which is pretty awesome.
You know, I think I'm gonna bounce that one over to Chris because that was our thing, and it's still kind of our thing.
Yeah. Tori has become. Let me start off with this, right? And I go back to my. Erick is definitely the one-liner. I have one-liner, and that's consistency. The only thing I'll ever say to anybody, I say it to everybody that walks in to try a class that goes, oh man, like I want to sign up, but like I'm not really sure. I don't know if I have the time for it. Life's so busy. All of the excuses that we can always give, right? And I look at them and I go, what can you give me consistently, right? So anyways, for her, consistency. It was all about when with all the schooling that I had done, right, we study different diets, right, and we study how bad those can be when we put ourselves on these diets, right, and people go to an extreme on some of these. Mm-hmm. So when Tori came to me and said, listen, I am working with, I don't even know who the hell it was, to be completely honest, was working with some nutrition somewhere. She said, I don't really want to pay them. I want to pay you, and I want you to do it. I said, okay, I can fit that in my schedule. Let's make that happen. Let's do it. And when she came to me, I think it was a lot different in the comparison. A lot of places, and again, no offense to any other place that helps you achieve whatever goals you want to achieve. Weight Watchers, this, that, the other, keto diets, whatever it may be. I said to her, all I care about is the fact that we are going to be putting your body through so much stress that my one focus is protein. We need energy, and we need to keep the muscles in the correct, right? I'm going to be breaking down your muscle fibers every damn day to make them stronger. They need to have fuel, and that fuel is not going to be by anything else. And so it was taking all the percentages and doing all the nutrition that I really wanted to focus on. And we broke it down. We looked at all the numbers. I looked at all the numbers. We got it set up, and we started. And right off the bat, boom, we started going with nutrition, and it took about, Tori's going to probably know this number off the top of her head faster than I am. How many months? Probably 8, 9, 10 months of doing nutrition every month, and about every week or so, we would do some sort of accountability type stuff of making sure that we're on the right track. In all honesty, it was daily. It was daily accountability in the fact that I would see numbers. So at the end of the day, I would get how much protein, how many carbs. And then again, it all goes back to consistency. The thing is you can't go, anybody watching or anybody anywhere, you can't go and have 1,500 calories one day and then the next day say, oh, well, I did a boxing workout, so now I can have 3,000 calories.
Mm-hmm.
That's not how the metabolism works.
Mm-hmm.
And so, again, with all the schooling and the studies and everything that I had gone through, it was really just, let's keep consistent. And so we played the metabolism game, and I ran the numbers, and it really is a consistent game of 10 months that finally, over the last month and a half or so, maybe, I guess almost 2 now, I looked at Tori and I said, hey, yo, sunshine, you're a bird now, and you got to go fly the nest. I can't. I really can't. Like, I am here to, if you want to bounce numbers off me, if you hit a plateau, right? Again, the metabolism changes, and that's all science stuff that we're not going to get into on the journey part. But it's this, hey, if you hit a plateau, you can come back and talk to me, but you don't need me with this stuff anymore. That's not this relationship right now. The relationship is not nutritionist to, someone trying to figure that out. It is, you need to take the reins. You know what you're doing. And she took the reins so much into the fact of, I'm going to go get my own certifications through different things. And again, it's awesome. It's awesome to see her strive and expand and grow and things like that. But that was sort of the nutrition life, was this constant, literally daily. I mean, it really was daily, that there was communication, Marco Polo's texts, whatever, of how she was doing nutrition wise, what we could fix, how to play the game with your body to make the metabolism work in such a way that she was able to lose over that 120 pounds healthily, right? It is not, you cannot lose that. To be honest, right, we see The Biggest Loser or other places like this where they just lose so much so fast. That is not sustainable. In all honesty, I did a study that in The Biggest Loser, all the people that lost that weight, over 80% of them actually gained more weight than they started in The Biggest Loser. And it's not to say that The Biggest Loser isn't a great thing. I'm sure they teach great principles. It's just the speed in which they did it and how it's not sustainable. And so again, it goes back to
consistency.
I
love it.
Because interestingly, I want to add to what Chris is saying, because I mean, it is consistency. It's huge to be able to work on that. And the cool thing that Tori's been able to realize, and that hand in hand with Chris and I, we've been able to achieve, is the progressive consistency of, like, and this goes back to what Chris was saying, 3 months is that resolution time period, right? Anybody can be consistent for 3 months. But Tori has surpassed barrier after barrier after barrier and has made progressive consistency. Because anybody can lift 15 pounds for a year and be consistent with that daily. But you have to challenge yourself after those 15 pounds. Okay, I'm stronger to take on 20 pounds, then 25, then 30, then 40. And that's what Tori does every single day. And the responsibility of the accountability that falls on coach to coach for Tori, it makes it so much easier because she herself understands it's not just being here every day, but it's challenging myself every day, which leads from consistency to progressive consistency.
Yeah, well, the reason why those diets fail is because they might have the right system, but they don't have the right support. They don't have the right accountability. I love that you guys are talking about accountability and the slow changes over time. I'm a habit change coach. And when I work with people, it's their habits, and we're working very small pieces over long periods of time to lead to long lasting habit change. So with you guys have the system, you have the support. So how do you hold your clients or your family, your boxing tribe, how do you hold them accountable?
I think I kind of asked to be held accountable. I may be the unicorn in that I said, I don't think I can do this by myself. And I know not everyone here does. So that may just be a unicorn moment, for lack of better words. But I knew from the get-go I couldn't do it on my own, even though I started kind of on my own. Just slowly over time, I recognized different qualities in people that I knew I needed to be a part of this, right? Like, as I recognized qualities from an instructor back in my martial arts days in Chris, I said, I need you to be a part of this journey. As I recognized the emotional challenge that Erick offered, I said, hey, I need you to be a part of this journey. And so I recruited people as I went, saying, hey, I need you. In the process, I found a new best friend who happens to live with me. In the process, my husband is now a part of this journey, and in a way that we never would have expected, and different things like that, right? So I don't know that that's necessarily, looking at both Erick and Chris, a head coach thing. I think that is kind of a if you want to be held accountable, come tell us thing.
Yeah, well, if you want your results, if you want the results that you have with having someone to hold you accountable, because without accountability, like, it doesn't matter if you don't show up every day. But if you know that Chris is going to call you out and be like, hey girl, you haven't been in the gym and you haven't been sending me your nutrition, right? And with Erick, like, yeah, Erick checking in on you emotionally, because what I'm hearing is like Erick is more of on the emotional side. I know this is transforming from the inside out, right? And so it sounds like Erick has been there as the emotional support coach, maybe more. I don't know. Can you?
Yeah, I have no feelings. I have zero feelings.
Chris has zero feelings.
Oh!
No.
I don't believe that for 1 minute. There's no way you can have the job that you have and not.
This is a problem with being coaches. We love too much.
No, I have zero love. I don't care about anything, and I just go in and I yell at you to do stuff.
Yeah, that takes a lot of love, honestly. But emotionally, it's just I've been able to see Tori in the sense of when she walks in, I want her to realize every day, because I understand that she challenges herself every day, that she can, right? And whether that be, like, we had one experience where it was actually just recent. We were modifying something, and I walked over and I said, like, girl, you don't have to do that no more. Like, you're strong enough, right? And so it's like, and she totally killed it. And like, she's like, you know what? You're right. I am a badass. And she got it done. And it's just being there in those senses of, do you realize that you are a lot more than you believe you are? I want you to see that. And so it's a daily thing that we do. And so it goes hand in hand, right? Being a coach is definitely being the, hey, if you don't get this done, you're only failing yourself. But then the other side of, hey, you can do this, and you will fit yourself if you don't. You don't want to live with that regret. So both of those things really tie together, which is why Chris and I have been able to go hand in hand and really work with Tori in the sense of less of like a client and more of a family member, of learning how to love her in the way that she needs to be loved in order for her to be successful, and letting all else just like out the door, right? She's the objective, and that's why she's been able to get to the place where she has with the team, but also on her own. Like, it's really incredible.
Yeah, when I hear both of you doing that for her in different ways, Chris's way just looks a little bit different than Erick's, but it doesn't make it like not one is better than the other, right? It's like that balance.
I will say Legends Boxing, honestly, I'm going to shout out Rob Scott. Rob and Andrew Scott are brothers, and they're the ones that started Legends Boxing. The idea behind this gym, this idea of Legends Boxing, which is also in, shout out to anybody in Texas, Arizona, North Carolina. There are locations other places other than Utah. So if you are in other states, go check them out. The idea and the system in which they placed, as much as it is Coach Erick and I and other head coaches doing our job to an exceptional level of checking up, accountability, things like that, yes. The system in which Legends Boxing has provided for us as head coaches to literally just walk in and follow this step-by-step system. It is seriously, we have ways of being that accountability support, just different little tactics. We call it 7 to 90 or other things like that we want to make these contacts. Right, the 3 core values of Legends Boxing, the whole thing that this gym is placed upon is belong, real, and results. It is belonging to a tribe. It is real USA boxing. You're not learning some fake, kickboxing, whatever, and results, that you are actually going to get the results if you just show up. I can't tell you how many times, honestly, I've told Tori, just drive to the parking lot. Literally drive to the parking lot. I'll take it from there. Just get to the gym and I will shove you through the door at that point. So like, it really is Legends Boxing that has really belonged, real results. The core values of Legends Boxing and how great and simple and perfect of an idea it is that makes boxing applicable for everybody. It's not a fight gym in the sense of you're going to go in and they're going to, that coach is going to look at you and be like, okay, go get in the ring. Let me throw you in some headgear. Good luck. And you've literally never boxed before. No, we're going to teach you how to throw a punch properly. We're going to teach you basic fundamentals. And if that is something that you want to do, yes, absolutely. There are amateurs that fight out of Legends Boxing, but it is specifically focused on that belong, real results of really having that drive. So
I love that. And I was talking a little bit before the show with Erick and Tori about the mindset of boxers. I've had Gerald Jones on the show, who is a boxer. I've also had John Brooks. In March, I'm going to be having Oisin Fagan. He fought out of Dublin, Ireland, coming on the show. Boxers just are a different breed. And I asked Gerald and I asked John, I'm going to ask you guys, what is the mindset that boxing embodies?
Ooh, that's fantastic.
Erick.
Yeah, absolutely. I think being humbly hungry is what makes a boxer successful. Being able to be coachable, being hungry for success, and as competitive, as important as competitiveness is, it's also really important to understand the other side of the raw, of the grunge, of the boxing side of things, and more so of the internal things that take place when you box, right? That's why boxing is so applicable to so many people. And shouting out exactly what Chris was saying, Legends has been able to create it in such a way where anybody can come in and box, and it doesn't have to be intimidating. Because boxing, it's truly not about the physical aspect of things. That will come. But it's more about being able to understand that you can go another round and then apply that. Learning it in the gym and then applying it in your life is something that we love to just coach, right? But it really does come down to that. It's not necessarily something that is going to hurt you, but if you allow it, it can change your life. And there's so many people who can relate, but it's in front of us, right? And so we just have to take these moments of being able to change our lives, surround ourselves with people to do so, and then just trust and move forward.
Yeah, it looks like my cousin Alex said boxing is the best mental and physical training ever, bar none. So it sounds like that resonates with our viewers. So what about Tori, for you? What is the boxing mindset in your definition?
So I've always, when it comes down to fight or flight, I've always been fight. I'm more of that type A personality. I have no problem putting people in their place. Unfortunately, some, and maybe a lot, but it's fine. And shortly before I walked into Legends Boxing Forum the first time, my son had been born. He's now 2. And when he was born, within a couple of hours of him being born, he needed to be life flighted because he otherwise would die. And so spending that time commuting back and forth to the NICU and spending that time in the NICU, I realized that he was a little fighter. So if he was a little fighter and I'm his mama, what am I? So then that makes me a fighter. And that fighter inside of me started to wake up because I was his advocate because he had no voice at the time. And so with that said, at that moment, that fight started to wake up again because I had forgotten that fight existed. And so those 3 weeks were very much so a learning period for me. And as I relearned how to use my body, because it was an emergency C-section, I had to relearn how to sit up. I had to learn a lot of these things. I felt that small spark of, no, you can go one more round, start. And it wasn't until I hit the gym that application became very real, not just here, but everywhere else in life. When you make achievements in one area of life, it eventually will bleed over into the rest. And that is what changes your life, right? And so as these changes happened, I would think back to the days that my son was in the NICU and I had to get up and I had to walk from my front door to that car, even though my abdominal wall had just been wide open, right? There was no question. It had to be done. You don't stop fighting. And so every day that I could, even after a major car accident, even after a big concussion, I would show up at that door.
She was huge.
And there were times that both of these guys have had to send me home because that fight in me says, no, we don't give up. Well, sometimes it's okay to rest.
Yeah. And it's not giving up. It's listening to your body. And you've talked multiple times about tapping into your intuition and listening to your body of what your body needs. And your coaches, thank you for being a stand for your, I don't even know, for your family members, your boxing family, and telling them like, you need to listen to your body and your coaches and go home and rest. Cause that's the most productive thing you can do right now is go home and rest. So I love that. Recovery is huge. Chris,
really
boxing mentality. What is it for you?
I will answer that. I have to first pick on this concussion part. So to go too deep into hippopotami.
Yeah.
She's sitting right here, so she can.
I love you.
She walks in to the gym. I don't know how long she's been coming. We haven't started nutrition. Nothing really has happened. She walks into me and she goes, "I got a concussion." And I've had a lot. I played hockey for 20 years before I started really getting into coaching boxing. And so I've had a lot and I've had to deal with them a lot and going through different protocols, doctors, brain rehab clinic of Orem, shout out to them. Honestly, like just a lot of different stuff. So for me, with her, it was very much this, she walked in and I went, all right, this is, because again, it goes back to her drive and passion, which goes into the fighter's mentality, just drive and passion. But she walks into the gym like, no, I'm going to take a full class. I'm like, yeah, hell no, you're not. Had a concussion how long ago? I don't think so. You can take 15 minutes and then you're going to get a headache after that 15 minutes. So you're going to go home before you get the headache and sleep and then come back and then we'll progressive consistency like we talked about, right? Then you can come back and do 20 minutes and then from there. Fighter's mentality. I agree with Coach Erick 100%. The fastest way to get on the bad side of a boxing coach is to walk in thinking that you know more. If you walk in and you are the cocky, I'm going to get in the ring, I'm going to F everyone up, blah, 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 right? You're wrong, right? It's just like any other sport. Sure, I can kick a soccer ball, but I'm in no way a soccer player, right? So I'm not going to walk up to a coach or right? I mean, it's like taking I'm not going to walk up to the UVU soccer coach and be like, hey, I know what to do, man. I'm going to kick this ball. I'm going to kick it from, whatever. Like, I'm just not going to do that. It's the same thing when people walk into the gym. So it's definitely this humbly, I forgot the other word.
Humbly hungry.
Hungry. As I said, he's the words guy. I just make you do stuff. Humbly hungry. It is really just being willing to learn, being willing to grow. And it's the same for me, right? We are so focused on different fighters, different styles of fighting. There are the boxing world is endless of styles of fighting, and so it's a constant learning game for us as well as coaches in the entire boxing world. And this gets a little bit more into the to me, the fighter's mentality, the boxer's mentality, it gets a little bit further into the amateur side of boxing, where it gets a little bit more serious, which 90% of Legends boxing does not do. Again, what Tori and Erick have both brought up is that you can take that and twist it into an actual life scenario. So it doesn't have to really be, I'm gonna get in the ring. You do not have to get in the ring. Trust me, you don't have to get punched in the face to learn fighter's mentality or boxer's mentality. You don't, right? You can learn this by coming to a class at Legends Boxing, taking it, learning it, growing from there, and then applying it to your life.
I love this. I know we're getting down. The show has gone so fast. I know we're getting down a little bit to the end of our show. Tori, is there anything else that you would like to share today for our viewers that may be on the fence about taking on this journey, this that you've gone on, this transformational journey?
It doesn't matter where you're starting from. It really, truly doesn't. Because you could be starting from, I can't even sit up. But you know what? You really can. You really, really, really can. If you're willing to let this, and this be aligned, you'll win somewhere every time.
I love that. I love that. So for viewers, they go into a Legends Boxing. Walk me through, like, if someone's watching and they want to go to one of your locations, tell me a little bit about the experience of that. Like, what will they experience when they walk in to get started?
I'm going to take that one because I actually took a class for the first time very recently in comparison. So when you walk in, you're going to see a lot of merch. It's really soft and it's really comfortable. Get sucked in, it's worth it. And then you'll see a whole bunch of bags. You'll see a ring. None of it will really make sense at first. But don't be afraid to say, hey, coach, really loud, because I guarantee you at least one person will turn around. That's who you want. Or multiple. Depends on the class, just say. And ask that person, say, hey, I'm here to try it out. Never done this before. Can you help me out? And guess what? They will. They'll wrap you up. You'll sign a waiver and you'll start to learn. Immediately, they take you on and you learn the number system and you learn these things. As you go through the class, there will be boxing intermingled with fitness, and it's not easy, but it's absolutely doable and absolutely scalable to wherever you are right now. Because the goal is not to have everyone meet this standard. The goal is to have you be better than you were yesterday. So go in with an open mind, ask questions. Questions are amazing. And let them take the reins. Just go for the ride.
I love that. Love it. Love it. Anything else you guys want to share before we get to our action steps?
Yeah, boxing doesn't have to be intimidating. Your journey doesn't have to be intimidating. It's something that there's a quality of mental, consciousness that you get to when you realize you want to make a change. I feel like you all get there, and I feel like we all get there, at the end of the year, at the beginning of the year. It's like that's what we all get to, but it's about surpassing that and saying, Let's go one more round. Let's go one step further. It's not all about boxing. It can be, like you mentioned before today, yoga. It can be, dancing. It can be reading. It can be anything, right? But like Coach Chris was saying, Legends Boxing has made boxing applicable to everyone, right? No levels, nothing. Come in and just learn how to love yourself through the sport of boxing. And it comes from within and without. And just like Tori said, you come and learn boxing, the fitness aspect of it follows. That's what will happen. Internally, you start to work on yourself. You start to convince yourself that you can. And then externally, your body starts to show the results. Through belonging, finding a family, real boxing, which is a rabbit hole of nonstop learning. I'm pretty sure Coach Chris can agree with me. I never stopped learning boxing. I'm pretty sure professionals never stop learning boxing. So it's an endless opportunity to, at the end of the day, get the results that you're looking for and do it in a fun way, safe way through boxing. Right?
Love it. Hey, Chris, how about you? Anything that you'd like to share that you haven't yet so far?
No, it's been an amazing journey. So, my one thing is just go, just start, just stop waiting.
I love this.
Just get on. Just take one big deep breath and do it.
I love that so much. All right, guys. So at the end of the show, we usually give out 3 action steps to our viewers to take on for the week to impact their health and wellness journey. So if we were to take away one action step from Coach Erick, what would that be?
Choose to become today and so forth the author of your own story. That's something that I really told Tori a lot. Just like, take that pen. And so many times we allow people to write our own story and we overwhelm ourselves. If you want to box, go box. If you want to dance, go dance. If you want to read, go read, right? But place yourself in positions to be able to be healthily successful. And then you'll definitely evolve and grow and become the you that you're meant to be, right? Don't forget the you that's here today. So just really become the own author of your story.
I love that. You get to create your own life. I love this action step, figuring it out, like what it is that the vision that you have for yourself and what you're creating. Okay, Coach Chris, what is your one action step for our viewers today?
Be the person today that you want to be tomorrow. So the person that, don't look 5-10 years down the road, as great as those goals are, do the stuff today that's going to make you who you want to be tomorrow.
Yay, I love that. That's right in line with the consistency message. So Coach Chris has been very consistent through the whole podcast. I freaking love it.
Hey, can I switch my action step? Consistency is key. Just go be consistent.
Can I switch my action step?
I should have placed my bets on it.
I love it. Well, it's the same theme because you're being consistent with who you're showing up as in your life, and you get to choose what that is day to day. So it's just beautiful. Thank you, Coach Chris. Okay, Tori, what is your action step for our viewers today?
Challenge yourself every day. Every single day. So the challenge I actually created for myself, because I'm that person, is to do something every single day that makes me uncomfortable. Because there's no growing that happens in the comfort zone. And this is actually my uncomfortable thing for today.
Love it. Yeah, I know, like cold showers. That's one of those things that
I don't like them either. We'll put that on the list. I've got 96 more.
It's 100 days.
But I'm not filming that one.
100 days. I love this. So I'm going to just share out you guys where you guys can find these amazing coaches, finding Tori. So we've got, if you are wanting to get in touch with Tori, I think I have it on the ticker actually. So with Tori, Legends Boxing. Oh, there's Legends Boxing. How do I work this thing? Who's in charge of it? Okay, so here is how to get in touch with Tori. You guys can follow her on Instagram. I promise you will not regret it watching her and Erick and Chris and their crazy fun adventures. Ice skating, like all sorts. all sorts of fun stuff. Boating. It's just, it's good content. If you're wanting to get in touch with Coach Erick, it looks like you can find him on Instagram at Coach Acosta _ Coach.Acosta _ Legends Boxing Orem. That is Erick's gym, right? Okay. And then we've got, I have a banner for Tori too. So here we go. For Tori, for Erick, we've already got, there's Legends Boxing Sandy, which is close to my head. Legends Boxing USA. And is this where we find you, Coach Chris?
Yeah, so any of those are going to be where you can find anything Legends Boxing, and through any of those you'll find any of us, in all honesty. But Executive Fight Night Boxing is the big one that's coming up at the end of April through Legends Boxing. So EFN Boxing, you'll see both Erick and I at the event coaching. You have Legends Boxing _ USA, Legends Boxing Sandy, as well as many other Legends Boxing accounts. So just search Legends Boxing on Instagram. You'll find somebody.
Yeah, and get in touch with me if you guys are needing support with all of the information to find these amazing coaches. You said there was an event coming up. What is it called? Called
Executive Fight Night. It's April 22nd here at the Salt Palace in Salt Lake City, Utah. We'll have about 15 plus bouts of amateur boxing that you'll be able to come and watch and experience actual boxing that some executives have decided that they want to be a part of. So it'll be a great event. Just go follow EFN Boxing on Instagram, and all the information's there.
That is so awesome. I love going to fight nights. I'm really big into MMA. I say at the end of this. So like Price out of Fierce MMA out of Price, I've gone to a couple of their fight nights. I would love to go to boxing. My children, a lot of their friends do boxing, and they keep telling me that it's way better than MMA. So I'm going to have to go check it out for myself. I am extremely grateful to all three of you for being here. Thank you. This is like a dream come true. Such an amazing show. It looks like Alex, the cage fighter. Maybe, I don't know. I've got that fighting Irish in me somewhere. I might have to go check out Legends Boxing. I'm just extremely grateful for all of you. Tori, you are such a light, and I'm so inspired by you every single day. Thank you so much for sharing your journey with the world. I hope that everyone will go follow Tori and these amazing coaches. You guys are impacting the Tribe of Giants. The Tribe of Giants, our goal is to impact 100 million lives. And you guys are doing that every single day with how you show up in your communities and making the world a better place through boxing, coaching, tough love, one-liners. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
I would love to have you guys all back again. I'm just going to throw that out there so my viewers can hear it. All right. Thank you guys for tuning in today. The tools, support, and accountability you need to live your happiest, healthiest life is beyond the purple door. Will you open it? I love you guys.